Hello and welcome. I am Christian Karch, COO of Skypro USA. In this presentation, I will show you GWTalk, our multi-channel communication tool. You will see how its revolutionary integration is creating compliance and helps enterprises to keep up with the new ways of communication that enter today's way of enterprise interaction. Outside the enterprise world, email is not the big player in terms of communication anymore. But how is it inside the enterprise world? How do social media and instant messaging services influence the enterprise communication? In reality, email isn't dead or old-fashioned to the enterprise world, but it's by far not the only way of communication within the enterprise world anymore. Many new social media networks and social media tools found their way into daily business communication. In some cases, entire conversations that used to be held via email now happen on other communication channels. Companies have profiles on social media networks and communicate with customers, partners, and also internally using these new networks and their social media tools. Enterprises are now being faced with the issue that a significant amount of enterprise communication is being held outside the usual email channel. How do enterprises communicate today? In today's enterprise world, mostly voice over IP telephony using SIP-compatible telephone servers are being used. Approximately 3 billion phone calls are being made each day. SMS text messages in today's world are not just a simple LOL between some kids who decide where to watch their evening cartoons anymore. Approximately 5 billion text messages are being sent each day, and many of them are for business purposes like confirmation messages, password recoveries, and the list goes on. Skype. Are you using Skype? Many enterprises use Skype to communicate with their partners or customers these days, also internally. Many enterprises use Skype for important phone calls, instant messaging, and file transfer. There are around 65 million daily users on Skype. Instant messaging. Are you using more than one instant messaging service? Skype Text, Novell Messenger, Google Talk, Facebook Chat, Jabber, and so on and so on. Around 47 billion instant messaging chats happen on a daily basis. Many of them are business related. Social media. Are you on Facebook? Is your business on Facebook? Do you know businesses on Facebook? More and more social media networks and their tools are being used to stay in touch with people and companies related to their job. Over 30 billion posts are shared each day, and the numbers are constantly growing. And last but not least, conferencing. Since we are online almost all the time with at least one of these channels, we conference across them. We talk to one person using one channel and talk to the next person using a different one. Now, all these channels, how can GWTalk help here? How can GWTalk make our lives easier? What do all these channels have in common with GWTalk? Here's the answer. Novell GroupWise, in combination with GWTalk, transforms it into a central and integrated communications hub. GWTalk is taking all the channels we just mentioned and integrates them into the groupware product, which is already being used every day, protected very safely, maintained and backed up. GroupWise. By integrating all the new ways of communication for the enterprise world, we transform GroupWise into a central and integrated communications hub. All the communication activity, all the communication history will be in one place together with existing contact data, emails, and time management. How does it work? In a setup, the integration that users want to have with GroupWise can be edited. Simply enter login data for all the channels that you want to integrate. Once this is done, these channels can now be used throughout the GWTalk interface. Integrating multiple channels in one interface allows us a general presence overview in one place. On the left-hand side, we see the GWTalk client, and on the right-hand side is the new contacts window. In this window, GWTalk shows information of contacts on the different channels where they are available. This helps the user to make sure the content of the conversation is getting delivered. In today's world, it shouldn't matter where a conversation is happening. It should matter that the conversation is happening. Centralized instant messaging. Today's workforce is using multiple instant messaging platforms and/or social media tools. Using the GWTalk interface, all conversations across all platforms are visual in one place and just a mouse click away. Individual icons help to display on what channel the conversation is happening. The integration that GWTalk provides creates compliance. All communication history and all communication logs are saved back to GroupWise. As mentioned before, it should not matter where, on what communication channel a conversation takes place. Important is that the conversation takes place. Here we see a conversation between Brad Smith and Marlon Monroe. They started it in their own private instant messaging service, continued on Facebook, went on in Google Talk, Novell Messenger, and finally ended in Skype. Again, as we can see, they had a conversation, and in here, it does not matter where the conversation happened. It's important that the conversation happened. Using GWTalk, the whole conversation now is compliant and kept within GroupWise. GWTalk also adds entries for other types of communication into the mailbox. Send text messages, Skype or voice over IP calls, including notes and/or possible audio recordings that are being saved within the GroupWise mailbox, using distinctive icons to help identifying easily what kind of entry it is, what kind of history entry we have in GroupWise. Being able to use all additional content of communication history and logging is important. GWTalk has a search feature where users can search within the GWTalk client and filtering some of the available channels, or also use the GroupWise search. The results will show matches from all channels that are integrated with GroupWise. They can be distinguished easily by the icons within GroupWise. Again, important is that the conversation happened, not where. Bottom line is, many new ways of communication found their way into the enterprise world. We at SkyPro have the tools to help you use them efficiently, integrated, and most importantly, compliant. In addition to GWTalk, we offer two other solutions: FaxGWise, our enterprise fax integration for GroupWise, and SkySMS, our enterprise text messaging integration. For free evaluations, including complimentary remote support during installation and setup, additional product information or presentations, as well as all other questions, feel free to contact me directly. You can see my phone number and my email number in this slide. Thank you very much for watching this presentation. Have a nice day.